Hi everyone, this is the BOSIRE'S nest. I'm Elizabeth. Today it's me alone, my husband is not there, and on today's video we are doing a continuation of the previous video that we did on single parenthood experiences, and I have a guest. I'll allow my guest to introduce himself. He's a friend to me, a brother to us. We love him so much, and welcome Abraham to our channel.
Thank you so much.
Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Abraham Chris. I'm born again, and these are friends, and I'm happy to be with them today, sharing my own experience about single parenthood, which has been part of mostly genesis of most of the raising of the kids that has been happening in our lives. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. This is a friend to us. We've known him. I've known him personally for the last 3 years.
Yes.
But he has been friend with my husband for almost 10 years.
Yeah, sure.
So we love him so much, and I welcome him to share with us his own experience of being raised by a single parent. I shared my own part as a woman. Now for him as a man, let's hear from him. So first and foremost, how did you become single parented?
Wow, it's a very tricky question, and maybe we will have needed a whole day to explain, but however, shortly, my mother separated with my father at early stage while she was carrying the pregnancy of me, and it was difficult for her to stabilize as a woman, and in a society setup, but now she came back home and settled there with her parents. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean it was before you were even born?
Sure.
So how was the experience? Now you are born, life has to begin. You're only seeing your mother. How was it for you?
At first I didn't understand because of the development stages of life of a young person. So basically, I wouldn't really have known exactly what was happening. But me knowing my mother was everything to me, and plus the grandma who was there by then, may the Lord rest her soul in peace, and they used to just guard me from every other information that could come from different sources, whereby everyone knows you are born and you don't have a father, and everyone would come with information, but they protected me, they guided me. Yeah.
Okay, so how was your teenage life?
It was a little bit tough, especially when now I discovered when you grow, you begin to develop the maturity stage, and that is now when I know I don't have a father. Yes, I knew he was there, but now I had never had an encounter,
never seen him,
even met him, and when I was around 9 years old, that is when he passed.
So sorry for that.
Now I didn't know him, I couldn't have so much emotions and maybe clung to it, and so we were requested a year after his burial to go and maybe visit the grave. And when I reached there, they showed me a picture on the wall, which was a black and white picture, by the way. So you can't really tell the clear
if you
image.
looked like him,
yeah.
but if he was a different cop.
I remember he had a lot of hairs along the cheeks.
Like yours.
And that's all I could remember. And I was showed a grave, and I was told, this is your father. And I had to accept the fact.
Okay, it comes to this stage of adolescent. Most of the adolescents need two parents, because this is the time when you start realizing yourself. You are now emotionally active. You need to know a lot of things. So how was it for you? Now that you have changes on your body, you need maybe a father to explain to you why beards are coming, why you are broadening your shoulders. How was it for you with your mom?
Now, I think my mom was very wise enough to hide some information from me at first, until I was about 14 to 16 years. That is when she sat me down and she began now explaining some few things now in details. But however, I had picked some lessons from maybe my teenage mates, but it didn't really sink onto me because now, you know, when you have one parent, you're meant to trust her alone, and the only information you receive from her, it's final.
It's fine, yeah. You're satisfied.
Yes, no any other information will matter to you, however much you can open your ears to hear it or to listen unto it. So basically, the transitioning wasn't hard part for me until maybe when now I was done with the high school setup. That is when now I became, now began to widen my eyes. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have or experience any fears? Maybe because I was raised by a single mother. 1, 2, 3 didn't go well. Did you have those fears?
Yeah, of course, definitely you should. And I had them personally because one, knowing that you don't have someone who can defend you, and maybe someone whom you can look up to. Of course, fathers are like people who will guide you to a certain stage or a certain season. Same way people would go for parents to give them blessings, even in just life, leave alone maybe when someone wants to pass on or something like that. But now, you know, I had those fears. Where will I even build my house? Where will I even get land? The advice and just the basic things, you know, having someone whom you can walk with, and this is my father. So basically, for me, even when I began to grow in ministry, it was hard for me to call someone a father because it's something that has never been in my lips.
There was a gap.
Yes, so there was a gap, and I grew with women, actually women, my mom and my church. So basically, I inclined my emotions more on the female part than the male part. But however, you see, it helped me somehow. I never introduced myself into now the relationship part faster because there was a buffer. Yeah.
Okay. So with me, with my experience, I experienced financial struggle because my dad passed on and he was the breadwinner of the family. I don't know for your side, now that you are born in a family where it's your mom and your grandmother, did you have any challenges financially that you hoped maybe if my father was here, we could be stable or we could have lived a different lifestyle?
Yeah, sure. I remember very well at an age of 8, I began working. Basically, we could go and maybe palilia, waiting, and it was such a very terrible experience because now you have to come out of school again on Saturdays. You have to go to work. You have to go maybe look for something. As mom goes the other side, I go the other side. At the end of the day, we receive at least maybe 50 bob or something to put food on the table. And basically, I think this grew in me and matured me earlier, so that I began being responsible at my early stage. Yeah, it was a plus on one side, but again, the lack also was, the struggle was so real, the struggle was so tough. It was seen, and at sometimes it affected my even studies because I had to now balance the two. Because I'm a man in the house, I'm a man in the compound. I need to sometimes rise beyond what people expect. I was young, but I had to take some responsibility.
You had to be strong for them.
Yes.
Okay. So something else, being raised by a single parent, how was the society treating you? Maybe how was it for the society, your relatives, friends? How are they viewing you and your mother? How was it for you?
Actually, when it comes to relatives, I only knew my mom and of course my church and one of my cousins. Yeah, I had a stepbrother whom I met recently, 2020, finally enough, a half brother. So it was so tough. I remember even the time I wanted to pick my ID, the chief of the village stood straight on me and told me, "You are not a part of this community, so I'm unable to approve your ID." until I had to look for another way to get the ID. Yeah, and they delayed me with around a year or a year and some few months to get the ID. Something you can receive within 1 week or 2 weeks, basically, with the devolved system of government. So it was tough. Like even the neighbors, you know, they could make fun of mom. Some of the times I used to hear, and I really wanted to defend her, but you know, I'm still a young person and I can't defend. Yeah, but I used to feel
you felt
the pain.
rejected.
Yeah, being rejected, mingling with other people was a very huge problem because you've demeaned yourself because of the situation and because of what people are saying. You know, however much people say words don't matter, they do. Because basically when someone speaks something, it begins to change your mind. And when your mind is transformed to a certain setup, you begin to demean yourself, you can belittle yourself, even you can never think beyond that. Yeah, so it was a tough time, but either way, God helped me.
I know. So on my side, I had these fears of marriage. I've never seen a man in my life. I'm used to waking up, seeing my mother and us. Now I'm at a teenage age, I'm looking forward to getting married. But then I'm asking myself, will I be able to handle a man in my life? Will I be able to take care of a family? Maybe my own home? Because I've never seen it in my life. How is it for you? I know you are not yet married, but I know there are those things in your head.
Yeah.
How is it, or how has it been?
Basically, when it comes to marriage, it has been a tough exam for me, considering that I have a lot on my plate. I tend to prioritize now, currently.
Yeah, I know. I know. A mother is a man's first boyfriend. Yeah. A father is a woman's first. Yeah.
So
and vice versa.
I tend to prioritize mom currently. So basically, it's hard for me to like think in the lines of marriage. However, I'm of age, but I'm really trying to trust God in the process so that it can go seamless. So that the mistakes that my father made, I can't make them anymore. Yeah. Because the thing is, the Bible says that our fathers have sinned, and we bear the iniquities because they are normal. They are not there. They are not there to correct whatever they did. So basically, we can rise up in the same because we are born in the same bloodline, and we are affected on the maybe second, third generation or whatsoever. So basically, I wanted to make sure if now I'm moving to the next step of my life, because there is that fear, but because I'm moving to the next stage of my life, I want to make sure I'm not carrying anything to the next stage. The pain.
Don't transfer the pains of your life to your marriage.
Yes, because of course I will hurt my marriage. I will hurt the people who come closer to me. In the first place, the first relationship I had was not successful because of this, because I had to balance my emotions and it weighed on one side. So I had to step back now, reassess and make sure when I am ready and I'm working towards something, then it is very okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So how did you deal with it in 3 points?
The first one, I had to agree that it happened, because the first way to deal with an issue is acceptance. If you don't accept that this has happened and there is nothing I can change about it, and then you can now not get to the second stage, which is now finding a solution. Because if you do not accept, then you don't know where the problem is. But if you accept, you know this is where the problem is. So the second stage is acceptance. The second stage is finding a solution. Now, finding a solution is you getting out of the comfort zone, saying, yes, this happened to my parents, but now I'm not branding myself with whatever happened. I want to do it better. Now, I find someone who will understand me first from the angle at which I've been raised at. Because basically, someone will also expect, assuming I'm marrying someone or I'm getting married to someone whom has grown with both parents, with both love, you know, there is an expectation she has. So when she comes on my side and maybe I don't offer that expectation, or I'm not to that bar, and then she will feel like something is not right and this is not the perfect man. However, it is not my mistake, neither her mistake. It is because something affected me in the previous days and I never dealt with it. So I allowed it to come to the second stage. So the second place is finding someone who will understand you. And now the third stage is getting out of the comfort zone. Of course, you now found the right person and all that. Because some of the people will only reach on the second stage and delay them.
Yeah, sure.
But now, you have now to take that step. Of course, now you've seen someone, I've seen someone, I have to approach that person and tell her that this is it. But now I have to be truthful with her so that she can be able to understand. This is what happened, and this is the place where I'm getting committed to. Because if a woman commits in the wrong place, when she finds out this was not the right place, she will walk away.
Yeah, sure.
That is the truth of the matter. It's the same. Even the man, if commits to some place and doesn't receive something that is equivalent to what he wanted, he will walk away. So basically, you have to be truthful and tell this person, this is who I am. Yeah.
Impressive. So, okay, on my side, me as Elizabeth, actually, most of the fears I had, I think I carried some of them to my marriage. First year in marriage, I used to feel like, because now I got married to a man who has both parents. Their mother is there, the father is there. I came from a polygamous family. My mother was the third wife. Then I'm in this family where it's one mother, one father. So I used to feel like, hey, you fight with the emotions. You are like, these people are perfect, yani hata siwezi wafikia, wako tu huko. So you are trying your best, like, hey, me, I want to be like my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. And you know, you are a human being.
Sure.
You can't satisfy everyone, and you can't also get everything you want. So I thank God for you. You will make it.
Thank you.
You will make it. It's a narrow one, but trust me, with God at the center. Me, I've seen most of the people who have the best marriages come from broken families. They also come from, let me say, polygamous marriages, because at a Christian setup, we don't encourage polygamy.
Sure.
But trust you me, God molds you for you to take good care of your family, your wife, your children. You are in the preparation process. Because me, currently, I feel like I'm the best. I never knew I could be this good. I give myself 90 out of 100. Because the preparation process really nurtured me. It's just a matter of patience, waiting on God, and seeking God to give you the right direction and connecting you to the right people and the right spouse, and things will just be okay. So thank you so much for watching today's video. For our continuation and our final part of this story, we will have a spiritual leader guiding us on how to deal with all these experiences we've had, from me as a woman, from him as a man, and us as youth. Because in the current society, we have people going through stuff because of being raised by single parents. So on our last segment of this topic, we'll have our spiritual leader. He'll come here, he'll share with us the spiritual part and the physical part of it, and how to deal with all these things as a compilation. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing our YouTube channel, and give it a thumbs up. Be blessed.